Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Another day in the life of. Well, to use an old phrase from radio jargon, the hits just keep on coming. The reign of Emperor Joe, the reign of King Biden, the administration of President Joe Biden continues now with 52 executive orders and actions issued by His Majesty. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'm not supposed to be upset about the fact that he is usurping the legislative branch of government, because as he told us last week, I'm not making law, I'm simply correcting bad policy. Oh, now I feel a whole lot better about you ruling by decree. Whew. Dodged the bullet on that one. Yeah, thank you, Marty. Dodged the bullet on that one. I thought you were usurping the legislative process. Dude is up to 52 executive orders and actions. Little review of some of them so far. Number 1, Memorandum of Regulatory Review. This action froze many of Donald Trump's pending regulatory changes, including a regulation to lower the cost of insulin and epinephrine, which the pharmaceutical industry, by the way, had opposed. Number 3, executive action rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement. President Biden announcing the U.S. was returning to the agreement even though the treaty is clearly unfair to our country, and since we had already lowered our emissions after President Trump withdrew us from the Paris Climate Agreement. Now, this is not to mention that Joe Biden's own climate czar, John Kerry, a week and a half ago, admitted to the press when pressed on the issue, yeah, if we were to go to zero emissions in this country, it still wouldn't change anything because, after all, 90% of the violators are outside of this country. But by executive order, by God, we're going to be a part of this thing no matter what. Way to go, President. Executive order number 6, federal mask mandate. President Biden requires everyone to wear masks in federal buildings and on federal lands. Everybody. Well, that is except for he and his family, who during inauguration evening violated the policy. Everyone, well, except for Jan Psaki, his press secretary, who in the middle of Q&A with the press takes her mask off. Everyone, well, except for Dr. Anthony Fauci, who in the same press briefing, after answering one question, takes his mask off for the remainder of the Q&A. Everyone. Well, that actually means just you and I, not he and his friends. Also, the emperor decreed executive order imposing transgender agenda on women's sports. Quote, children should be able to learn without worrying about whether they'll be denied access to the restroom, the locker room, or school sports. I submit to you, children should also be able to learn, young girls particularly, without having to wonder whether or not the person in the stall in the restroom, the stall next to them in the restroom, has a penis or not. Don't they have the same right to a worry-free education as these other children do? Apparently not. Executive order number 16, ending border wall construction. President Biden declaring, quote, it shall be the policy of my administration that no more American taxpayer dollars be diverted to construct a border wall. Instead, we're going to take your money and we're going to build a wall around where I work. Oh, and by the way, while we are putting a wall around the Capitol, we're also going to charge you with the bill for putting armed National Guardsmen on the streets of our nation's capital. One set of rules for thee, another set of rules for me. Executive order number 34. Survey says, travel ban on South Africa. Remember roughly a year ago when President Trump announced a travel ban on China. Joe Biden, then candidate Joe Biden, called President Trump's travel ban on China, quote, hysterical xenophobia. Not just run-of-the-mill xenophobia, hysterical xenophobia. And now, the emperor, King Biden, has issued through executive action a travel ban on South Africa, where the new variant of coronavirus was discovered. On one hand, hysterical xenophobia. On the other hand, prudent measures to protect the American people. As we continue, Executive Order number 40, creating the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, also known as PCAST. Quote, "It is the policy of my administration to make evidence-based decisions guided by the best available science and data." So let me get this straight. The best evidence based on science. So hydroxychloroquine is used all around the world, very effectively, mind you, but because the former president, Donald J. Trump, recommended using it, oh, you libs lost your freaking minds. So now that you've signed this executive order creating PCAST, does that mean now you're going to wholeheartedly endorse hydrochloroquine? Didn't think so. Just thought I'd ask a question. And oh, by the way, President Biden, you do realize now that your people, progressives, the libs on the left, have informed us that acronyms, PCAST, the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, they've informed us that acronyms are a sign of white supremacy, right? So you might want to get rid of the whole PCAST thing so that you don't anger your constituents. Finally, Executive Order number 43. Restoring U.S. funding to overseas groups providing abortion. President Biden reversed the policy against funding for groups that provide abortion counseling, calling his measure an effort to, quote, protect women's health care. Let me ask you something. Did anybody ask you whether or not you want our government to stick its grubby little fingers in your pocket and take money out of every freaking paycheck you earn and send it overseas to help kill babies in the womb? Did anybody ask you if that's okay with you? I didn't think so. And if you feel that strongly about it, king, emperor, president, why not let this play out in the legislative process of Congress? You didn't ask me jack squat. You didn't ask Marty, you didn't ask Alan, you didn't ask anybody. You decided with a stroke of your freaking pen that it's okay to take my money and send it overseas to help kill babies. Oh, but after all, it's women's reproductive rights. We are at 52 and holding. Don't hold your breath though. My gut tells me the emperor is going to decree some more before all is said and done. Is this what you voted for? Libs? Guess what? It's what you got, Hulse. And we're just getting started. First break of today's show. We'll get this out of the way. When we come back, speaking of the federal government and how they spend your money, and one set of rules for thee, another set of rules for me, from some folk that you think by now would know better, Nancy Pelosi. We'll talk about that next on the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, one of the things that bothers me most about this whole dog and pony show that we call the United States Capitol and Congress in particular is the blatant, brazen hypocrisy. And I'll be honest with you. Quite frankly, I'm wondering when Democrats, Republicans, Independents are going to get fed up with this crap. I'm wondering when the American people are going to put their collective feet down and say, enough of this bull beep. Enough's enough. The hypocrisy. Freaking Stevie Wonder can see the hypocrisy on display from these people. And every single day, it's more and more and more blatant and evident. For example, we started today's show talking about the emperor, the king, and this litany of executive orders. One of the very first was to stop construction of and start the dismantling process of the border wall on our southern border. At the very same time that His Majesty decrees that we stop border wall construction and start tearing it down, what do? They erect a border around where they work. Now, we're not talking their home, although you can pretty much bet all those elites have a wall around their home where they live. You can pretty much bet all of these elites have armed security, despite their attacks on our Second Amendment. You can pretty much bet their security teams have armed security. But this is the freaking people's house. You, by the stroke of a pen, stop construction and start tearing down a border wall to protect the American people, while at the very same time you're erecting a wall around where you work. Can you say hypocrisy of the highest order? And then, if that weren't bad enough, to add insult to injury, not only do you spit in our faces by stopping construction of the wall to protect the American people and start constructing a wall to protect your sorry behind, but then you stick us with the bill for armed guards all the way around it. I don't know what it's going to take for the American people to wake up, put their collective feet down, and say, we've had enough of this crap. But I'm going to tell you what, elites, I'm going to tell you what, Congress, when it happens, it ain't going to be pretty. And you will be the cause. You will have no one to blame when it happens. I mean, the level of hypocrisy is astounding. It is absolutely crazy. Just recently, and you would think, after getting busted before, you would think this clown would know better than anybody. Nancy Pelosi. Remember the whole beauty salon thing? Oh, y'all got to shut down and this is not essential. Hey, girl, I need a wash and a blow dry. Can I come in? Remember that whole thing with Nancy Pelosi? Okay. Ran her behind through the ringer behind that. So what does Nancy then do? Well, she comes up with this rule for Congress that if you leave off the floor of the House and come back in, you have to go through the metal detector, okay? Now, we all know what this is about. There's one congresswoman that is a staunch believer and defender of open carry, okay? So that's all this is about. This ain't about safety. This ain't about security. Do not be deceived. If you don't go back through the metal detector, it's a $5,000 fine, okay? So far, 2 Republicans have had a $5,000 fine. One, simply because Congressman had to go to the restroom, went to the restroom, got ready to come back in. There's nobody at the door where the metal detector is. So he uses another entrance. It's called, let me get the correct name for it here. It's called the speaker's, bear with me, I got it here, got it right here. Goes to the restroom, comes back. The speaker's lobby is what it's called. It's right behind the chamber, okay? So Nancy Pelosi, later on, does the exact same thing. No fine. One set of rules for thee, another set of rules for me. Of course, now, there are calls now emanating from the other side of the aisle that you need to fork over $5,000. Because after all, you've had 2 Republicans charged with $10,000 worth of fines, and you just did the exact same thing. Funny how that works, isn't it? Funny how that works. It is disgusting, the hypocrisy on display in the people's house. It is absolutely disgusting, the hypocrisy. And the majority of America, we just continue on our merry way, doing what we do, pursuing our version of the American dream, hoping we don't get COVID, letting them lock us down, destroy the economy, and business as usual. Kind of makes you wonder if all of this is not by design. It just occurred to me, if we can scare the bejesus out of them, if we can lock them down, just imagine how much crap we could get away with. Ooh, I never thought about it like that, Joe. Man, that's a heck of an idea. Tell me that again. Okay, we scared the bejesus out of them. What are we going to scare them with? I don't know. How about something they can't touch, they can't see it, they can't taste it, they can't smell it? Well, why would they be afraid if they can't see it, touch it, taste it, or smell it? Because we told them. Because we tell them. We're the authorities on everything. These dummies, they don't know anything. All we got to do is come up with something that you can't touch, taste, see, or smell. Okay? Tell them, oh, you ought to be so afraid of this. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, you got to be afraid of this stuff. Yeah, but you do realize for every group of people that we're going to try to scare the bejesus out of, the only ones that have a less than 99% probability of surviving are those 70 and above and with comorbidities. Yeah, but again, you got to realize, bro, these dummies we talking about here, these ignoramuses they won't get it. And if you think I'm lying, look how we bought it. If you think I'm being unfair, look how easily we swallowed this crap, hook, line, and sinker. And I'm the bad guy? I don't think so. All you got to do, the old folks will tell you, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I ain't the bad guy. All you have to do is look at how easily we swallowed it. Hook, line, and sinker. Clarence, I never thought about it that way. Well, I'm glad you're waking up. For the rest of y'all, your problem is you never thought to begin with. Just saying. Bottom of the hour break. Oh, I can't wait to come back. Can't wait to come back. Got a Gorilla Glue Girl update. I'm in the wrong line of work, y'all. I done figured this whole scam thing out. I'm in the wrong line of work. In case you haven't heard the story by now, where you been to begin with? English teachers, I'm sorry, I didn't give you all the heads up. Where you been at if you don't know the story? Right here in the great state of Louisiana, woman says, ooh, I like this hairstyle. I think I want to keep this for a while. So what does she do? Gets Gorilla Glue spray adhesive. Yeah, that Gorilla Glue, that permanent glue, the kind you use to bond metal, plastic, permanent glue, and sprays her head with it. And then has to wonder, I done had this hairstyle a month. I done washed my hair 15 times and I can't get it off. What is going on in here? Got an update for you. That's next. on the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Sit tight.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you are just tuning in, first of all, shame on you. Where have you been all day? Second, Gorilla Glue Girl update. In case you don't know the story, Tessica Brown had a hairstyle that she really liked. Okay, you've seen women wear the hairstyle where the hair is slicked back on their head and there's a big ponytail in the back. Well, Tessica Brown, after styling her hair, decided, you know what? I like this. Oh, I think I would like to keep this around for a while. So she didn't have any hairspray, but she did have a can of spray Gorilla Glue. And somewhere along the thought process, Tessica Brown decided, yeah, that'll do it. So spray away Tessica Brown. A month later, you can probably imagine, since this is a permanent adhesive, you can probably imagine what had happened. For those of you that lack deductive reasoning skills, let me help you out. Homegirl's hair is now stuck to her scalp, literally fused. I mean, we are talking about an adhesive that is used to bond metal, wood, plastics. Now, as if all of this wasn't bad enough, additionally, in the thought process, Tessica Brown decides, you know what? I need to go to the hospital and get checked out. Because I've washed my hair 15 times. This stuff ain't coming out. Well, that's what it says on the package, homegirl. Permanent. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. I know, I'm old school. We already had this discussion. So she goes to the hospital to seek medical care and then decides, the thought process just keeps getting better and better and better, or stupider and stupider and more stupider, has someone take out the cell phone to shoot video to post online and tell the whole freaking internet universe, look how stupid I am. Now, at the end of the day, maybe, just maybe, Tessica Brown is not so stupid after all. And here's why. She launches a GoFundMe page. Okay? Anybody want to guess how much money she's raised so far? That's right. $10,000 and counting. I wish somebody I knew would give this person some money. Let me get this straight. I'm going to give you some of my hard-earned, pandemic scarce money because you stupid. I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. I don't think so. $10,000. Oh, and by the way, as you might imagine, she has announced she's also considering hiring an attorney to take legal action against the company. Even though it clearly says on the label that you obviously didn't read, what to do if you accidentally ingest it, who to call, poison control, not to use in contact with skin. Of course, I guess they didn't specifically say scalp, so she doesn't realize scalp and skin are the same thing. She's now considering suing Gorilla Glue. So after this went viral, now the company has had to weigh in on this, issuing a statement. This is the statement from the company that makes Gorilla Glue. Quote, "We are very sorry to hear about the unfortunate incident that Ms. Brown experienced using our spray adhesive on her hair. We are glad to see in her recent video that Ms. Brown has received medical treatment from her local medical facility and wish her the best." $10,000 for being stupid. Listen, y'all. She is the kind of person why you and I have to spend more of our hard-earned money for simple things. People like this are the reason. When you go buy a fan belt, it's going to cost you more because the company that makes it, they had to pay for the printer to print additional directions on the package. Do not attempt to change this fan belt while your motor is running. She is the reason, and people of her ilk, you have to spend more money when you buy a tool to sharpen your lawnmower blade, because they have to spend more to pay the printer to write on the package, do not attempt to sharpen lawnmower blade while the motor is running.
But it's so much easier.
But it's so much easier. And it helps save the planet and the children if we could do it while the motor's running. Oh! Really? And it's right there on the freaking package. And of course, you go to the GoFundMe page, and there are people taking Gorilla Glue, the company, to task. Oh, well, I can't believe they didn't offer this woman some assistance. For what? For being stupid? It says on the package, it's not designed to come in contact with your skin. I mean, it is permanent. So let's see. All right, let me see if I can figure this thing out before I decide to slather this or spray this on my freaking scalp. It says on here, number 1, permanent. Number 2, used to bond wood, metal, plastics, leather. So, if number 1 says permanent, number 2 says metal, there's got to be some pretty strong stuff here, don't you think? If you're going to permanently bond metal to metal, it's pretty strong, Captain. It ain't going away anytime soon, okay? Then it says on the packaging, number 3, do not allow to come in contact with your skin. Okay, so let's see. Permanent, metal, not designed to come in contact with skin. I know I slept through basic human anatomy in school, but I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe my scalp, which is under my hair, but on top of my skull, I guess that could be considered skin, right? Yeah, that's skin. So, we got permanency, bonding metal, wood, plastic, and leather, not to be used on skin. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, let me get my cell phone so I can take a selfie while I'm doing it. I wish a friend of mine would send this woman some money so I could light his butt up. I would put him on the Clarence Bug Show. If you send us some money for being that stupid, you better not let me find out about it, because I'm going to let the whole world know. Old folk used to tell us, when you're dealing with a fool that you know is a fool, and you still trying to teach this fool some sense, who's the real fool? Some of y'all ain't going to get that till later, but that's okay, long as you get it. When you're dealing with a fool that you know is a fool, and you're trying to get some sense out of this fool, who's the real fool? Of course, now, she might be saying, I ain't the fool. I got 10 grand, hoss. What you got? A little something to make you go, And Gorilla Glue is the problem. Now, my man Marty said, Clarence, you need to stay on this story and find out if she gets an attorney and files a lawsuit. You need to let everybody know who this attorney is, because Mr., Mrs., or Ms. attorney that files a lawsuit, they're a big part of the problem too. We got stupid on one hand, we got stupid attorney on the other hand. When you put the two together, you know what you end up with? you and me paying higher prices for everything we buy. Just saying. Final break of the day. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back for the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know what? If you've listened to me for any amount of time over the course of now going on 41 years, at some point in time you've heard me say, if you listen to people long enough, people, organizations, institutions, entities, what have you, if you listen to them long enough and pay attention to what they say and what they do, you find out who they really are and what they're really all about. People, institutions, organizations, entities will tell you, oh, well, this is what we're about. This is what we're concerned about. This is what we want to accomplish. But as you watch their actions and listen to them, you find out, hey, this ain't what you told me. Time magazine recently published what they call an explainer piece, offering a pretty fascinating insight into how the latest presidential election was won by Joe Biden. It is entitled, quote, "The Secret History of the Shadow Campaign That Saved the 2020 Election." This piece, this explainer piece, in Time magazine is fascinating in that it exposes just how brazen and how corrupt the mainstream media and the left has become. In this piece, they pretty much tell you that, yeah, we cheated, but it's okay because we did it not to destroy democracy, but to preserve and enhance it. Here is the key paragraph from this explainer piece in the latest Time magazine. Quote, "That's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told, even though it sounds like a paranoid fever dream, a well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws, steer media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election, they were fortifying it. And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility in order to ensure that democracy in America endures." Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Yeah, we took some liberties that weren't ours to take. We changed some laws and some rules. We made sure you didn't get certain information that might, influence your vote. We made sure that we did everything we could do to steer the way you thought about certain things, but don't worry about it because we didn't do it to try to steal democracy. We did it to fortify democracy. I know some of y'all are a little slower than others, so I'm going to read it again. Quote, "That's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told, even though it sounds like a paranoid dream, a well-funded cabal of powerful people ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws, steer media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election, they were fortifying it. And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility in order to ensure that democracy in America endures." You know what's amazing about this piece? Time magazine is 180 degrees opposite from me. They are as left-leaning as you can get. And Time magazine, libs, is now acknowledging that, yeah, there was some stuff going on behind the scenes involving a whole lot of people. And they worked behind the scenes to change rules and laws. They worked behind the scenes to influence perceptions, They worked behind the scenes to steer media coverage and control the flow of information. Hunter Biden laptop story that you never heard any more about. And yet, Time magazine says, well, they only did this because they understand how fragile our democracy is. So actually, since they changed rules and laws and they hid information from the public and they lied about a lot of other stuff through the media, because the system is so fragile, y'all really should thank us. Y'all really should be grateful that we didn't let y'all be bothered by, stuff like what those pesky voters want. It's what these folks decide should happen is what's really important. This isn't something Clarence wrote. This is freaking Time magazine, as left from center as you can get. And they tell you in no uncertain terms, you should be thankful that they didn't listen to you pesky voters. You should be grateful that they saved our democracy by lying to you, withholding information from you, by changing rules and laws. We should be grateful. Because after all, the democracy is fragile. And they only did these things because they want to ensure that it remains intact for the children. If you buy this one, I've got a mountaintop beachfront chalet in Bruley, Louisiana that I'll let you have real cheap. Every now and then, all you got to do is listen and pay attention. And you find out what they're really all about. My time's up, and I gotta go. But this day, it's getting harder and harder to say it, but it's still true. This day, like any other, I give it to you. America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's still the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Then again, it really don't matter, because there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.